Oh man, this is getting really bad. Vladimir Putin's talking about nuclear war. No nuclear war. Please, no nuclear war. That would be very bad for the entire planet, of course. I wish I didn't have to say please. I mean, what was the policy? What was our stance before? Peace through strength, right? Well, we don't seem to have that anymore, okay? We have a compromised leader bending over backwards to appear woke to the world. And that's not Vladimir Putin, is it?
In its aggressive anti-Russian policy, the West has crossed every line. We hear constant threats against our country and our people. I want to remind those who allow themselves such statements about Russia that our country also has a variety of weapons of destruction, and in some areas, even more modern than those in NATO countries. And if the territorial integrity of our country is threatened, we will, without question, use all the means at our disposal to protect Russia and our people. This is not a bluff.
Okay, who knows? Who knows what he's really thinking? He's boxed in. The world has cut him off. It's the last thing, of course, anybody would need, right? A nuclear weapon right in the middle of Ukraine. It would be destabilizing to the world and Europe and us. And who knows what could happen, really. You know, I don't know about you, but I did feel a lot better with President Trump as president for many, many reasons, including, yeah, he got along with Putin.
He gets along with Putin. That's a terrible thing. No, it's a good thing. If I get along, that's good. He likes me. I like him. Not so bad. And we get along. I like Putin. He likes me. You know, we get along. It's been, isn't it? Wouldn't you say it's smart to get along? Okay? Smart.
I would say it's smart to get along, wouldn't you? Thing is, it's tough to get along with Joe Biden. He's already labeled Putin all kinds of horrible things. And Vladimir Putin, I think, figured out something about Joe Biden. Turn up the volume, please. This is back last year in Geneva. All they're doing is waiting for the cameras to take their pictures, the cameramen. And then they'll leave, and then they'll really start talking. You see, it was negotiated ahead of time. They can't say anything of substance with people in the room because, well, Joe Biden is Joe Biden. And it could be a real problem, right? This is not normal for an American president. American presidents are capable of holding their own before Vladimir Putin, right? How about Donald Trump? Pump up the volume, please. Vladimir Putin was saying things, and Donald Trump was saying things. They were not. He was not afraid of the media. Barack Obama, for all of his faults, let's see what happened there.
And I'm very grateful to the U.S. President for the detailed discussion and for the...
Now, a lot of this is, you know, kind of formulaic. It's for public consumption. They're not talking about real issues, but they're not afraid to talk in front of the cameras. Same was true of George W. Bush. Not exactly a gifted orator, but here he is talking in front of Putin.
Countries, and I found the conversation to be core.
See, it can be done. Bill Clinton, all the way back in, what was it, 99, 2000, having a discussion in front of Putin. Watch this. Yeah.
We have worked together.
Now, maybe Clinton was probably talking too much in front of Vladimir Putin, but I like that he could do it. Joe Biden showed Vladimir Putin probably all he needed to know. This man is weak, and they have to prop him up to keep the illusion going. Vladimir Putin has seen a lot of presidents come and go, hasn't he, huh? 22 years. I actually think it's time that we have a constitutional convention and think about extending or eliminating term limits for president. He's been there for 22 years. President Xi has been there for, what, 15, 20 years? And our guys seem to just come and go. So Joe Biden was on the world stage today at the United Nations. I want him to be good in this moment. We can't have this nuclear thing get out of hand with Russia. He did not make any major gaffes, but he did do some odd things, like say somehow it's up to Russia to end all of this. I mean, we're the United States, and he's speaking to the United Nations, right?
Russia, in the meantime, is pumping out lies, trying to pin the blame for the crisis the food crisis, on the sanctions imposed by many in the world for the aggression against Ukraine. So let me be perfectly clear about something. It's Russia's war that is worsening food insecurity, and only Russia can end it.
Well, all right, might be talking about food insecurity for Russia and beyond, but I think that the United Nations should be able to end some things, don't you? We pay them an awful lot of money. The United Nations, there they are, the world leaders coming together to just what? Shoot the breeze all the time with these people. Words, 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 no action. It's actually perfect for a guy like Joe Biden. And you can understand why Donald Trump, who, by the way, did very good when he went to the General Assembly, but words backed up by intention, right? Tough words. That can actually bring about change and can even bring about peace.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Peace through strength. Remember, we were just talking about that. And what happened? Peace, relative peace with North Korea. Nobody thought this could happen, and it did. I thought that was great. You know, we don't have to do everything the way it's always been done, right? These diplomats, they fall in love with their protocols and procedures, and you can't do that. We've never done it before. All right, back to Joe Biden and the UN. Do you trust this guy with, I don't trust him with national tax policy. What about planetary tax policy? He wants a global tax.
With partners in the Americas, Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, and the Indo-Pacific, we're working to build a new economic ecosystem where every nation gets a fair shot, and economic growth is resilient, sustainable, and shared. That's why the United States has championed a global minimum tax, and we will work to see it implemented so major corporations pay their fair share everywhere, everywhere.
Sounds like the same stuff he's been pushing on us domestically. And how has that worked out? It's a catastrophe. It's kind of amazing to me that a guy like Joe Biden, an empty suit like this, who has been in politics his entire life, asking for favors, big smile, raising money for his campaign, is trying to set global economic policy. It is just beyond me. And remember, we do all know, no reminder is needed, just how bad things are right now. Take a look at this. The average household will pay between $11,000 and $12,000 more a year because of the inflationary situation. I've never seen numbers this high. I haven't. This is off the charts, off the charts. And the United Nations, what can they do, huh? Really, what can they do? One thing, though, as I was watching all those world leaders and Joe in front of them, something occurred to me that these countries right here, they're building walls or they already have them. Everyone talks about how bad our wall is on the other side, right? The Democrats, they hate the wall. Well, walls work. Joe has one around his compound, and so many walls throughout the world, they serve a purpose. All right, but we don't want a nuclear war, right? We can't have that. Let's hope and pray it does not happen, all right?